Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining Karen. And thanks again for helping with setting everything up, Leslie. Couldn't do this without you. Welcome to Tech Talks. This is part 3 of our ongoing, I would say now bi-weekly, weekly podcast and just overall talks. Today's topic is on contactless solutions. Even before the pandemic, folks were already, digital and touchless solutions were already kind of being implemented and more mainstream in our day-to-day lives. But COVID-19 has really forced us to reconsider and how we interact with people on a daily basis, including, restaurants, and specifically the protocol, how to safely reopen, and how contactless experiences will be the most important thing in preventing the spread of this infectious disease. Contactless solutions are, hygienic, they're efficient, they're more secure, and in many cases, they're going to be the key strategy in ensuring a restaurant's survival. So today's presentation, I'm going to be sharing a few of these contactless solutions available for a small business or a restaurant to implement. A little bit about myself before we begin. My name is Michael Chiang. I'm the entrepreneur in residence at Stony Brook SBDC, Small Business Development Center. Ultimately, that fancy title just means that I'm an advisor. I'm here to kind of advise and help out entrepreneurs as they build out, the next big tech startup, or just, if there's an entrepreneur out there who are trying to leverage technology to improve their existing business. But by myself, I previously co-founded a few startups. The one of which is called FitBark. I started that as a Kickstarter project in 2012 that went through an accelerator called Techstars, and now we're selling online in big box retails as well as Amazon, as well as a company called Joy Trivia, a trivia game for Uber rides where you play trivia to win your free ride. I'm also currently running a program called the SBDC Technology Enhancement Program. That's part of the Suffolk County Recovery Program. Ultimately, we're partnering up with Stony Brook's College of Business and College of Engineering, and we're recruiting these amazing students from both colleges to help out those businesses in Suffolk County who are suffering due to COVID-19. We're basically forming teams of 2 to 3, an engineering student, a business student, a marketing student, or basically teaching these kids how to make websites more mobile friendly, how to set up contactless payments like the topic we're covering today, and even topics like setting up, ensuring websites are mobile friendly, contactless payments, as well as one of the most heavily popular topics were setting QR codes and the sort. So all those learnings, sorry having a brain freeze this morning, all those learnings we're taking from this program and putting into this presentation today, one of which is contactless solutions. So consumers have long relied on cash and physical payments. But like I said before, COVID-19 has really forced us to rethink how we pay in stores. We all know this, the virus can survive, up to paper for up to 5 days, depending on if you're asking, the World Health Organization or the CDC, but it's all agreed upon that it's best to stay away from, physical, cash or hard cash payments at the moment or even in the near future, right? Even credit card payments, virus can remain on the plastic for up to 3 days. And the average consumer, they make up to 6 to 12 present transactions during that time frame. So there's a lot of, high risk for capturing the disease, right? So this is kind of driving the adoption of contactless payments. Some contactless payments now include many of the popular ones like Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay. This is all on our smartphones. We've all used this in a retail location. You basically tap your phone near the reader, and then everything just goes through automatically, whether it's scanning your phone, your face for authentication or your fingerprint or even your passcode. This is stuff that we're all used to. And the restaurant industry has leveraged these payments for years, but the adoption has not really been quick until now. So it's really because of the pandemic that this is really changing. And, even a lot of restaurants are using, peer-to-peer payments like Venmo, so that they're, to offer their customers the convenience of not having to pay with cash or having to touch something, physically. That's another reason why contactless cards will continue to soar in use, because it enables this quick and convenient payment authentication. So here's a little funny picture that I found, but this is actually, I think, a real photo from a restaurant. I'm not sure where, but ultimately, there's many ways to kind of ensure that the restaurant experience is touch-free. And today we're going to kind of cover 4 major topics that restaurants can do so that they can reopen safely, and making sure that their staff and guests are safe as they work together to slow the spread of this coronavirus. The first thing a restaurant can do is to offer contactless menus. If you've eaten out within the last few weeks or few months since the start of this whole pandemic, you've definitely seen restaurants having QR codes everywhere. It's super easy on the iPhone. It's native, where you just open your camera app, you point at a QR code, you don't even have to take a picture, and automatically it pops up in your Safari web browser. And I believe the same goes for Android phones as well. Ultimately, this is an easy way to prevent the spread of germs. And a lot of times, contactless menus, we always look up a restaurant's menu before we even head there nowadays. Most consumers do this. So by offering your menu even online on your website, it allows folks to, save time once they get there to know what they want to order, as well as ensuring that, we don't need to be, wasting paper or putting unnecessary physical touch points for a customer to help prevent the spread of this disease. So the first thing was contactless menus. Second major thing a restaurant can do right now is to be contactless ordering systems. There's a lot of solutions online, various technology companies that are producing solutions to offer contactless dining, contactless ordering. Essentially what that means is basically using your smartphone to order the food items, either to pick up or delivery, or even as you are arriving to the restaurant, you could even order in advance to dine in, right? So there's a lot of choices out there. A major platform for restaurants is something called Zomato. They're a software solution for the restaurant industry, and they do everything from contactless menus to even payment systems. But their ordering system is really robust. So it's something I would recommend a lot of the listeners listening in who are in the restaurant industry to check out Zomato. That's kind of like a fun play on the name Tomato. But yeah, their contactless ordering system is very robust and highly recommended to check out. So contactless payments. Contactless payments, they're the third solution that a restaurant could be implementing today to ensure a complete touch-free experience for their customers. Like I mentioned before, we're using Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, Google Pay, or even Venmo to ensure payments. But as restaurants, if you're not already doing this, it's super easy to set up. There's a lot of systems like the Square Reader that are offering many restaurants the fastest way to get set up, right? To accept Apple Pay, Google Pay, and all these contactless payments. The Reader, I believe it's a simple $49. It comes with this little white, little tab that you could easily place near your cash register, or at your front desk, and ultimately you just tap and go. That's as easy as it comes. And the restaurant owner, the small business just has to pay 2.6% of the transaction fee plus 10 cents, per Apple Pay or Google Pay transaction. I mean, they also take chip readers as well, in case a customer does not have Apple Pay or Google Pay set up. And the last thing, to ensure contactless payments and a contactless experience is digital receipts, right? I think in today's world, many vendors and retail locations are offering, the choice of, whether you want a paper receipt or just having a receipt sent to you via email or even SMS text. We definitely recommend the latter, whether it's SMS text or just email receipt, because, saving paper, no need to be, touching, more things with your fingers, and ultimately SMS text and emails are easy for the customer to pull out if they do need to come back later on, or if this is not a restaurant, for a retail location, you can come back and easily exchange different items or returns. And again, there's no need for another touch point, and digital receipts are just, we believe, the final step towards making the entire retail experience contactless. And one major platform that are, really, that are offering the solution is a company called Loop AI. They essentially have a really advanced digital receipt platform that really modernizes this proof of purchase. And with the simple tap of a user's device, it reads your customer's profile, so that if you do have repeat customers, it's able to track like a loyalty system. In addition, it automatically delivers the receipt based on their preference. So I can set up in advance how I like to receive, my receipts, whether it's text or email or both, and Loop automatically recognizes that. And it even gives the vendor, the small business owner, insights into certain customer behavior and repeat customers, and and all this data that you can utilize to better improve your business. So definitely check out Loop Insights. So it's a rather brief presentation. I think the point that we're really addressing is quite simple. A lot of the solutions, they're very much already in place in today's world. A lot of restaurant owners are already doing it, if not most of them. And I believe everybody listening in has, at a certain point, experienced or encountered one or more forms of this. So, it's a really unique time right now to be owning and running a food business, even more than in overall just retail locations. This kind of cultural shift, the world is changing due to COVID-19. And as we're slowly emerging more and more out of this crazy bubble that we're living in, contactless solutions are going to be a major part of the restructuring of the world, right? Not only to create a more comfortable experience for the customers, but to also protect the staff and everybody involved from unnecessary exposure and contact, right? So something to really think about if you are a restaurant owner. Hopefully you are able to implement some of these strategies we talked about today. And again, look, this is just a kind of opening, a kind of overview into contactless payments and other solutions. But if you want to do a more deeper dive, here's my contact information on the screen. Leslie will be able to share the presentation afterwards with whoever is listening in, so you do have all the information on hand. And if you have any questions, just feel free to get in touch. We do have this SBDC Tech Enhancement Program, which is ultimately what we're working with these students to be implementing all the strategies I kind of highlighted today. So if you do have a restaurant and you need help, again, it's free as long as you're located in Suffolk County. Feel free to apply to the program. You can email me if you are interested, and we'd be happy to help you out. And happy students, help you out. So that's a wrap, and